pastor's wife. I am so glad you're here with me today. I had to run a few errands. I had to get some parts because guess what time of year it is? It's cutting hay time. And so I needed a part for the mower, or for our backup mower. We have a backup mower. So I needed a part for it. And so I've gone to pick that up. Sorry about that, my phone rang. But anyway, I've got the part and we're going home. We're gonna make, I was gonna make a lemon pound cake, but it looks like I may be tedding hay. So I'm not sure what this video is gonna be about. So I was gonna tell you to, if it is the lemon pound cake, I'll leave the timestamp down in the description. But if it's not and it's tedding hay, then you just follow along and just stick with me. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna get home, get on, depending on what I'm doing. I don't know if I'm tedding hay or if I'm making a pound cake. But anyway, y'all stay tuned and we'll see together. Okay guys, well this is nothing, my day has not turned out anything like I had planned it. And so now I'm not tedding hay or making a pound cake. We're walking into Lowe's to possibly order my stove for the remodel. Okay guys, well finally my day is making a little bit of sense. Just a little bit. I didn't know whether I was going to be tedding hay. I didn't know if I was going to be making a cake. I didn't know if I was going to be buying a stove. I didn't know what I was going to be doing today. So finally I'm going to be making my grandma's lemon pound cake. So the first thing I want to do is turn my oven on 350 and make sure there's nothing in the oven. Good thing I looked. Sometimes we store our bread pan in there if we know we're going to be making bread again or baking bread again. Pretty soon we'll store it in there. So, yes, we're making Grandma's lemon pound cake. So I'm going to grab my utensils and my supplies and I'll meet you back right here. Okay, so let's go through the list of things that you're going to need to make this cake. You're going to need 2 sticks of room temperature butter. 2 sticks of room temperature butter. I know y'all don't do sticks necessarily overseas. So a cup. You need a cup of room temperature butter. You're going to need 5 room temperature eggs. 3 cups of all-purpose flour. A half a teaspoon of baking powder. 1/4 of a cup of Crisco. A cup of milk. 3 cups sugar. And my vanilla flavoring's over there, but you're going to need vanilla flavoring. And it's a lemon pound cake, so we're going to use some lemon extract. So, okay, so the first thing, I'm going to grab a mixing bowl. You'll also need some kind of bundt pan or a tube pan and some baking spray, or go ahead and grease and flour your pan, however you do it. I use the baking spray that has flour in it. If you don't have that, you can grease it with Crisco or butter and then sprinkle flour in it and shake it around. So let me get my baking spray over here and my vanilla and we'll get started. Okay, also the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop out 1/4 of a cup of, I said Crisco, but it's off-brand Crisco, you know. And I also have a knife over here to level off my excess of stuff. And I'm just going to scrape that into my bowl. Hang on, I'm going to, hang on. I'm going to turn you down where you can see. Give me just a second. Okay. All right. Okay. So there's my my fourth of a cup of Crisco. And I'm going in with my 2 sticks of butter. Good, soft, room temperature butter. There we go. Okay, I'm going to set this bowl over here for just a minute because I'm going to take my hand mixer and beat it up real quick. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead. This is my all-purpose flour. And to that, I'm going to take a whisk and whisk in a half a teaspoon of in-date fresh baking powder. That's baking powder, not soda. So we're going in there with that. And I'm just going to take my whisk and just kind of whisk it in there. It's going to get beaten up in there pretty good anyway, but I just wanted to give it a head start. You can sift your flour. I usually don't, just because my flour is usually pretty fine. But like if moisture got to your flour and it was clumpy, then you may want to sift it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to set that aside. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to meet you right over there. I'm going to plug my hand mixer up, and we're going to give that just a quick start, and then we're going to add the sugar to it. Okay, so to this, I'm going to add 3 cups of just regular granulated sugar. So there's a half, a whole, a half, 2, a half, and 3. There we go. So now we're going to beat that up really quick. Okay guys, and yes, you can use a hand mixer with this, but I just didn't want to drag it out. So now we're going to put the eggs in one at a time. And we're going to beat it a little bit in between each egg. I'm not going to beat it long in between each one. You know, I'm working around the tripod in the mixer and remember, we're going in with 5 eggs. All right, I'm going to finish the eggs. I'll bring you back in just a second. Okay, we're at the point in the making the cake stage where we're going to alternate between putting in the flour and baking powder mixture and the milk, and you alternate each one. Now, there are all kinds of reasons. A lot of the recipes I say you begin and end with your flour, and I've heard umpteen reasons why they say that. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I have been making cakes all of my life, and I do not see that it makes any difference what you begin and end with. You just do want to alternate it. because you don't want to overwhelm the cake by putting the flour in all at once and to continue beating it and breaking up the gluten. And so it doesn't matter. I like ending with milk just because it thins out the batter, and that's just me. So, but whatever you do, it's fine. It's going to work out. Now, we're going to talk about, once I get this in the oven, we're going to talk about a side streak. Do you know what a side streak is? We're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But let's go ahead and alternate milk and flour. Flour going everywhere. I used to have a really tall plastic batter bowl, and I think I've taken it over to Caroline's and left it there at some point. Okay, let's add in a little bit of milk, and I'll scrape down the sides in just a little bit. So there, we're going in with some of the milk. Okay, we're going in with some more of the flour. I usually do it in thirds, like I'll do a third of the flour, a third of the milk, third flour, third milk, third flour, third milk. We're going to finish off the flour. And we'll finish off the milk. And then we're going to scrape down the sides. Ooh, let me mix this in a little bit so I don't splatter my whole kitchen. I missed my tall batter bowl. Let me just take just a quick minute. I'm going to set this down there. Set it over that bowl, and I'm just going to scrape down the sides. I'm going to scrape down to the bottom, make sure I've got everything incorporated. Oh, this batter looks so good. Okay, so now before we go any further, I'm going to grab my tablespoon. And can you guys see past the mixer? Did you see me make a mess with the mixer? All right, I'm going to put a tablespoon of vanilla and a little splash or two extra. Never hurts anybody. And we're going to open up this lemon extra. Oh, let me open it. Hang on. Okay, I've got it open, and we're going in with a tablespoon and a splash or two extra of the lemon. All right, let's mix this up, and then we'll be ready to pour it up. Okay, y'all, so let's get our pan ready. I have my bundt pan right here, and this is the kind of spray I like using, and I just shake it up really good, and I hold my pan to the side, and I just spray it down. Okay, so let's bring our batter over here. And I'm just going to give it one more stir through. Set that aside real quick. And I just let it pour as much as I can. And I turn the bowl or the pan. And then I'll get to a point where I have to move the bowl around. I wish Judabug was here. He could lick the bowl. I'll have to save it. I'll set it off to the side until Carolina stops by on her way home. She's probably already picked him up from school. I'll save him a little in there. And I just take my spatula and kind of just even it out. Okay, and then I take my pan and just drop it. Just one good time. Okay, so let me tell you about the temperature. I've preheated my oven to 350. 350. But as soon as I put the cake in, I'm going to turn it down to 325. So I got it hot to 350. I'm going to turn it down to 325. Y'all may have just seen Isaac in his underwear. Sorry if you did. Okay, guys, so let's, I'm going to leave that in there and we'll set the timer for an hour and a half or 90 minutes. And let's talk about the sad streak. Let's talk about the sad streak. The sad streak, if you don't know what I'm talking about, when you cut into a slice of cake, there's like a streak around the middle that's gooey. It may be a little different color, maybe a little darker yellow. I've been asked how to bake a cake and not have the sad streak. Well, first you gotta know what the sad streak is. The sad streak is where the gluten has been like overworked a little bit, and in the baking process, the cake puffs up, but then there's some that falls in the center and it kind of collapses down the center and there's this streak of stuff. Well, let me tell you that, first of all, I don't know why you wouldn't want the sad streak. I know it's not visually pretty, but it is delicious. It is delicious. So, if you have a sad streak at home, don't think that there's something wrong with the cake because it is so good. And, but if you're taking it somewhere and it's not visually pretty, I get it. But you won't know if it's not visually pretty unless you slice it. So that, hence my reason for always taking a quality control slice out of your cake. But the way to avoid the sad streak is just don't over mix the flour and the gluten. And don't overdo the mixing process. Use your mixer not at its highest speed, and don't leave it in there a very long time. That's why I get my butter and Crisco mixed up. I get my sugar mixed up with my butter and Crisco, and then I individually do the eggs first. And then alternate between the flour and the milk. So, there's your explanation on the sad streak. But don't cry if you have don't be sad if you have a sad streak, because it is some kind of good. Okay, y'all, let's get the cake out and see what it is. Oh my goodness. Set it up there real briefly. Y'all just look at that. Yum, yum. Okay, I'm going to set it on a rack, let it cool for just a little bit. And Bryant likes his still warm, so hopefully he'll come in while it's still warm. Okay, y'all, let's turn it out, cut it, and see if we have a sad streak. Bryant's not going to be able to do the taste test because he's out in the hayfield, and it doesn't look like he's coming home anytime soon. So let's see. This is not going to be easy because this cake pedestal is heavy, but I just set it down on top of the cake. We turn it over. Yes, my cake pan is well used. And we pop it out, and look at there. Is that not gorgeous? All right, so let me grab a knife. Okay, so let's cut into her. She's a her. The cake is a her. All right, I'm gonna cut me a thin piece. Looky there. No sad streak, I don't think. Nope. No sad streak. She turned out perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let me see if I can get her up close so you can actually see. Oh my goodness, is that not beautiful? All right. Now, Bryant and I always talk about when I make some dessert, if it would be good with coffee or milk. And you know, I don't like milk, so I always say no to milk. It's always coffee, except for with pound cake. Isn't it funny how we all have our own little quirks? Well, with pound cake, I want soda. I want like a dark soda. Like normally it's Pepsi, but y'all know my favorite is Dr. Pepper. So I love a cold Dr. Pepper, but I don't want it out of a can when I'm eating it with pound cake. Is this not crazy? But I want to drink it. Usually I prefer a styrofoam cup. This is crazy. I don't even know where the logic comes into this at all. I can't explain it. But normally I want it out of a styrofoam cup. But I'm just going to use like a little purple, one of the party cups from Judah's party. Cold Dr. Pepper. Warm pound cake. So let's give it a try. My favorite part is this crusty part down here. It was the top of the cake, you know, when it came out of the oven, but now it's the bottom of the cake. Oh my goodness. Moist. Tender. It's the tenderest. I mean, it's just like a sponge. It's like a, look at that. There's nothing dry about this cake. And that is perfect. The best pound cake you'll ever make right here. And if you don't like lemon, leave the lemon flavoring out and just put the vanilla. But I don't know why you would, because it's just so good. It's not overpowered by lemon, but it's really good. You can tell it's lemon. So, there you have it. My day was crazy, crazy. It didn't start or end like I had planned it. Looks like tomorrow may be a little iffy too, but best pound cake on earth right here. That'll make every unusual day or unplanned event a little easier to take when you've got this pound cake. So I'm going in there. I'm going to finish filling up my cup with Dr. Pepper, take my pound cake, and we're going to have a little snack before supper. I don't even know when to fix supper because Bryant's out in the hayfield. I don't know when he'll come in. So I don't know when to fix supper. I hate these days because I always try to have a set time for supper. Oh well. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me in the Farm and Pastor's Wife. Hope you've had a great day joining me with a little bit of this morning. Oh, and I did buy my stove. I don't think I told you guys, but I did buy my stove. It should be into the store in 7 days, but they're going to hold it there until, I think we gave them June 10th or something like that to deliver it here. I'm not, June, sometime in June to deliver it. So it's going to be in the store, and they'll hold it for us and then deliver it here when we need it. It is the dual fuel. It's the gas top electric oven. So excited. It's a 6 burner. So in the center I can have the griddle part, or I can just have an extra burner. I'm really, really, really excited. I'm going to start doing some, like, reading up on it and everything. I'm excited. Things are happening. I mean, they're not visually happening. You can't see them happening here, but behind the scenes they are. We're ordering and so forth. So, anyway, tomorrow's video may be a live video. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. But thank you guys for watching The Farming Pastor's Wife. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all. I love you.